This Temu sword has been an anomaly because for its price, it is actually remarkably good quality. But the handle, though functional and passable, it's a little plain, isn't it? To fix that, Tyranth is going to be, applying his skills to rehilt this sword and upgrade it. It also came blunt, so this will give us the opportunity to sharpen it up a little bit and then see just how serious this blade can be when given every opportunity to shine. And so that is what is coming in this video.
Shadowverse.
Greetings, I am Tyranth and welcome back to my workshop. It's been quite a while since we've done one of these projects, but today's one is a really fun one. This here is the Temu longsword. This was like 50, 60 bucks or 80, I can't remember how much it is, but a cheap sword, right? We did a review of it a good couple of months ago now, and we were quite impressed by how functional it was. So I said to Shad, hey, why don't I try and turn one of these into a bit more of just a nicer sword, a bit more premium, because it does look rather plain. So that's what we're going to be tackling in today's episode. Now, I've set myself a couple of goals. First and foremost, I want to use all the parts that we already have. I don't want to make anything from scratch. I want to use what we've got, right? On top of that, all the modifications that I'm going to attempt to do, I'm going to try and make them feasible with like hand tools, right? I don't want them to be too complex. I want somebody, if they're watching at home, they could perhaps do this. It'd probably take a little bit longer, obviously, but something that's feasible to do, essentially. So with those two things in mind, let's get started with today's project. First thing I'm going to do is disassemble the handle. Let's see what we're working with. So I'm going to use a little bit of heat on the pommel to break the glue seal and unscrew that. Next thing I'm going to do is take off this terrible cheap cord wrap. As a little bit of a side note, if you're somebody who's wanting to rewrap your, maybe a trainer or a sword or even this particular sword, I'd recommend getting 1.5 to 1.8 millimeter like nylon cord. That's usually what I use for my swords. It's hard wearing. It looks a lot better, especially than this cheap stuff. But anyway, now taking a look at the construction of the longsword, it's kind of strange, honestly. The pommel threads onto a screw, and then there's actually a nut holding the handle on. But then additionally, there's also a bamboo pin going through the handle and the tang. So it has kind of like a katana longsword mishmash type construction. It's very strange. It's quite strong. I mean, this is not going to be breaking anytime soon, but it's just very different, honestly. So the first thing I'm going to do is throw the handle, because this is a 3D printed handle, which we've been noticing a lot of these new cheaper budget end swords. I'm going to throw that 3D printed handle on the belt sander. So when it comes to the belt sander, I'm going to grind in a new cross section onto the handle. Originally it was oval. I'm going to make it diamond. Now, like I said, you could do this with a regular file by hand. It would just take a lot longer. I'm also going to do the same thing for the crossguard. I quite enjoy the crossguard design. It's not bad at all. I just think a little bit refinement will make it a whole lot better, essentially. And again, like I said, you don't really need a belt sander to do this. You could do this with hand files. It would just take a long time. So jumping back to the handle, what I'm going to be doing is cutting these very thin risers, because that's what they're going to be, risers, out of leather and gluing them to the 3D printed handle. Honestly, they had a hard time sticking. I think it's just because the weather's been so cold lately, but they were a little tricky to actually get to adhere to the 3D printed handle. The next thing I did was grab a little bit of green upholstery leather. This is what I use for sword handles, very thin upholstery leather, and I marked up the underside so that the adhesive would have a little bit of a better time sticking to it. Then I sprayed both the handle and the leather with the adhesive, and this is usually the part that I hate doing when it comes to handles. Actually getting the leather to contour to a handle correctly is really difficult. But once I finally got it on, I then stitched up the seam between the two pieces of leather, just because, like I said, this is a 3D printed handle, so working with a 3D printed handle rather than a hardwood, which is what I usually use, it's quite different. So I wanted to make sure that everything stays in place. Then once the handle is nearly finished, what I'm going to do is use this nylon cord, the same sort of stuff that I actually use for wrapping handles, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to very tightly wind this around the upholstery leather, but not in a way that I'm actually going to cut it. It's simply to imprint the cord texture into the the leather itself. Now, the important part is actually wetting the leather before you do this, but when I say wet it, I'm not trying to soak it, I'm just trying to get some moisture into the leather. So it'll be a little bit more pliable and more willing to take the shape of the cord. And I leave this, you can leave this for as long as you want, right? I usually leave it for 24 hours and it works perfectly fine. Then the next thing to do is put the crossguard back on, then put the handle back on. Then we get started with the pommel. Now this is probably the only part of this project where you're not really going to be able to do it by hand, but I wanted to give it a cool sort of pattern or texture. So I threw it on the lathe and machined in some lines. Very simple, but you need the right tool for it essentially. Then I'll use a little bit of Loctite, put everything back together, and then you know, hit the leather with a little bit of leather conditioner just to keep it nice and, you know, supple. We don't want it drying out or, you know, getting damaged. Let's go see how this thing handles and let's see if Shad likes it. He hasn't actually seen the sword at all. I didn't tell him what I was doing, so what you see on camera will be his first reaction to the sword. Let's see if he likes it.
Guys, I think I have betrayed myself. Like, I never thought we would come to this point. But in this week's exclusive, me and Tyranth, well, we look at a video game that is so cool, it might actually make me concede on my stance that it should always be realistic and functional. Like, I'm having a bit of a crisis over it, honestly. Because it's really cool. But it's the movements are so bad. If you want to see what I'm talking about and, you know, maybe just you find out if I'm justified in betraying one of my core values, you can check out the exclusive this week. Access to it, little as $1 a month through Subscribestar, Patreon, or channel memberships. It not only helps out more than we can express, I've shared that before, it saved us. The channel would be over if not for your support. And so if you want to help us to continue making this content, it means more than I can express, and you get these great, fun, full-length videos. And that's what's out this week. Hope you guys enjoy, and thank you for that support. We appreciate it.
So, we are back here at Shadiversity. The sword is done. Everything's ready to go.
I haven't seen it.
He has no idea.
You've probably seen the build, so you know what's coming. I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you guys think I'm going to be surprised or disappointed.
Like I said throughout the whole video, I tried to make it simple but effective. Like these modifications, someone could actually do at home.
All right,
Except one, I kind of cheated a little bit. I just wanted to make it a little bit better. Now, the thing we should mention is I really like it. I think it looks really good. I also, like, I'll just show it to you, then I'll talk.
Okay. Ready? Shall I close my eyes?
Yeah. Hold on, wait.
I still can't see anything. Obviously can't see anything.
You may open them.
All right. I'm so nervous, Tyranth.
No, don't be nervous.
Oh, interesting.
So.
Interesting, Tyranth.
I've been on this little bit of a kick lately. Of lots of risers. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what, see all the O's? I'm adding an O for each riser that I'm seeing on the handle.
So remember how I told you I was making my Montante?
Yes.
This is kind of like a sister sword to my Montante.
Yeah.
Like they both have a very similar style. I don't know why, I just kind of been going with it lately. So in terms of the pommel, that was the only difference that like you can't do at home. Everything else you could actually probably do with hand.
And this is the same crossguard and pommel as the Temu one.
I wanted to make sure that we reused stuff.
You reused it, but actually improved it.
Yeah. So the handle, I even reused the 3D printed handle.
Did you?
It was not nice to do. I didn't like it.
Yeah, no. Well, I tried to shape plastic. That would have been nasty.
Now, there's only two kind of issues I have with it. When I say issues, they're not really issues. So remember when we took apart this one, it had the bamboo pin, kind of like katana mishmash. That's really, really difficult to do with like a leather wrapped handle. Like it's impossible actually.
I have a question. How did you reattach the pommel? Because it's not pinned.
Yeah, they thread on.
It's a threaded one.
Duh, don't you remember?
No.
We did a full behind the scenes video.
I'm getting Alzheimer's. Do you see the grey in my hair? I'm losing my memory.
That's a threaded pommel.
Okay.
Now, as you can see here, right here, this is the little gap where the pin goes. So if you wanted to, we could just put a pin in there. So you have the option. But it's one of those things that I couldn't assemble the handle unless it was on the thing. So no. In terms of the pommel itself, I've kind of added a little bit of extra stuff. I think it kind of, now, if I pull up a photo, you're going to be like, it looks nothing like it. But the Faramir sword from Lord of the Rings, It kind of has a very similar color scheme going.
It does.
Yeah.
What I really like, right? These are subtle little kind of, additions, modifications that just increase the quality considerably.
That was the whole point. It's like the Temu sword was a good base to work from. I liked the pommel. I liked the crossguard.
It has a great weight profile.
A touch of refinement, and it's worth 3 times the price. Like if you saw that on a website for like $300, that's like
I would think. Oh yeah, it does. Like no joke, and that's actually kind of what's really impressing me is no joke. What you just said, right? $80 turned to what you would consider. It depends on the year that you look. If we looked at this 5-10 years ago, I would think okay, $399, $400.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, but I would understand why they would price it at that.
Yeah. So the only other small thing that annoys me about it was I got a little bit of my leather sizing wrong at the bottom here. Yeah. So it's kind of bunched up a little bit, just because of how the pommel and the 3D printed thing would go together.
You know what you're saying this time? It adds character, Tyranth. It just adds a bit of character. Medieval swords had character.
Yes, but this one is done. This one is sharp, and we can cut with it.
Yeah, I haven't felt the edge yet. Oh,
no, it should be fine to cut with.
Yeah, ooh.
Would you like to go cut with it?
I want to go cut with it.
Let's go cut with it.
It has to be said, like the lines on this blade are perfect.
It's
pristine.
a very nice blade.
Really nice blade.
There was 2 ways that I originally thought I would want to do this project, and I still have my one, and I haven't even decided what to do with mine.
Yeah.
A ranger sword. I reckon it would make a good ranger sword as well.
Because it's on the lighter end of long swords, which makes it easier to wear, a bit more versatile, perfectly within perfectly within the functional range. But in terms of this is like easy, also a one-handed sword.
Yeah.
I would almost call this a bastard sword, except that the handle is traditional longsword length.
It is, but that blade is also a touch longer.
Yeah.
It's a little long.
But this is a great one-handed sword. Now, as for cutting, let's see. All right, I want to do low effort, almost tip. That was nice.
Good.
That was nice. Oh.
Well, the reason why this is important is because when we did the actual review, it wasn't sharp, it was blunt.
Yeah. That was almost effortless. Let me, reverse edge. I wasn't focusing.
People will expect it now.
Yeah. Now it's the sword's fault.
Yeah.
Definitely the sword's fault.
How does the handle feel, though?
Handle feels great. Yeah.
What do you think of the green? Because we only have, the other green is the Lockwood, right?
Yeah.
And
I like it.
I did have some other colors, but I thought the green would just look good.
Makes it stand out a bit from what we already have.
Yeah.
I am sick. I actually am.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyranth gets to pull that on me. Yeah. My arm's sore, guys.
My arm is injured. It's only kind of healing now. It's been bad for ages.
So, should I go for at the tip? See, it's just... That did pop, though. That one did pop.
It did.
So, it's funny, right? I was cutting further down because the tip looks a little thick. And I was thinking, it probably won't cut as well at the tip, but when I did that, it did.
Yeah, more speed and power.
But it's wider at the tip, but still cutting good at it.
That's a little wider.
No, that's got good rigidity there.
You gonna finish this one off?
Yeah. Because now, just at the tip, just right at the tip. Yeah.
That's nice. It's got, because the balance on this is so, like, actually really good. Like, no joke, it's really good. It means that tip speed is just gorgeous.
Oh! It's his arm, guys. It's his arm.
It is.
So, well, like I said, that means it was me being under the weather as well.
Yeah. But it's still, I like how it feels. It feels absolutely gorgeous.
Great sword.
I'm quite happy, and the handle, at least to me, Maybe I'm biased, right? I made it. But like, I like it. I really like the Rise.
Well, you know what? You made the handle thinner,
Yes,
okay?
it is
Which
being
gives it a better grip and greater feel. You see, I can't even speak right, I'm so thick. Better
Greater
feel.
feel, yes.
Greater feeling, ribbed for your grip.
Literally.
I wasn't being any dirty. I don't know what you're talking about, Tyranth. And like for $80.
Yeah. In terms of like materials, maybe another $16 on the leather and stuff. It's just time, right?
Yeah.
I could have went a little bit more aggressive on the crossguard, brought it in a little bit thinner.
But you don't need to.
You don't need to though.
Crossguard is like, this is a top tier sword now.
Yeah. That's all for today. I mean, that's the whole episode. I really like it.
I love it.
Do you want to take it out?
My brain isn't working. Check out the review. That's a good video where we unbox it and we even cut with it blunt, but we also test its durability, smacking it on stuff, because that's what we do here. And wow, right there, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.